I woke up alone and confused in starched white sheets in a bed that wasn't mine. The room was officey with a homely touch, kind of Premier Inn meets hospital ward. Cream walls and a navy blue carpet, a sink, a mirror, a wardrobe, a desk, a chair, a TV, a small chest of drawers, a bathroom, a framed photograph of a hot air balloon floating up above fields in a blue sky. There was no Hugo. The door to the room was ajar. An eye peered in, watching me. I didn't recognise the face it belonged to. I was bleeding, my scar was raw and sore, and my boobs were full of milk. Is this a hell hotel? Have I done something really terrible? I feel like I have. Is this a posh prison? An asylum? It was as though I'd been returned to the world from a blackout, like I'd been on a serious bender for the past month, and this was the what the hell did I do last night moment times a million. I felt like I needed to contact everybody in my phone in that apologise to everybody for everything I've ever done panicked dread. But before I knew it, all the feelings that I'd been fighting against came flooding back. After a few sweet hours of sedated sleep, all my racing, looping, intrusive thoughts surged back, and all I could do was lie there, looking at the ceiling, and say, oh no, oh God, oh God, oh God, because I knew I had to kill myself, and I really didn't want to. Even if I did, it seemed there was no way of doing so. This room was kill-yourself-proof. The triple-glazed window was jammed shut with industrial-scale locks. The TV was screwed to the wall. All cables were tied up, my phone charger, the lamp. It was like waking up at the start of some wretched zombie film in which I was the main character. I looked at the captive electrical wires and thought, ha, joke's on you guys. I wasn't even going to do it that way anyway. And that was why I was here, in this place, being watched, because I was having thoughts like that. In fact, I'm pretty sure that somebody had sat in the room with me that night and watched me sleep, as in that person's only job was to sit there in the darkness watching me. I had definitely asked somebody to sit with me, because I was terrified of myself, and I wanted to feel safe. A nurse came into my room. I knew she was a nurse because she was wearing a nurse outfit. I couldn't bring myself to look at her. I felt like a child, no, like a wild animal that had been snatched from the veld and unloaded from some dark shipping container at a zoo. This is your life now. Would you like some breakfast, Laura? I had zero appetite, but I asked for scrambled eggs on toast because that's what I'd been eating at the hospital and it reminded me of home. I was so desperate to feel anything that reminded me of who I am or who I was. I said thank you, though. I had to be polite. I had to work with this place. The scrambled eggs arrived on a beige, lightweight wooden tray with a plastic knife and fork. I felt weak, slow, and extremely numb. I crawled towards the chair, the duvet wrapped around my head. My hands were trembling. I didn't want the nurse to see my face because I was ashamed, guilty, disgusted, ugly, transparent. I felt sick for even eating, like I didn't deserve the food. The eggs went down my throat like lumps of clay. A month before I had been the happiest I'd ever been, and now I was a shell, suicidal. Another nurse came in to give me tablets. I was scared, but the Laura bit of me almost wanted to laugh. This couldn't be real. It was a cliché of a nightmare. You wake up in a psychiatric ward with no clue how you ended up there. A kind nurse gently coaxing, time to take your pills, insert name here. Oh God, oh God, oh God. What had I done? I had a baby. And then I went mad. Chapter 1. If childbirth and motherhood are the most natural, universal, common things in the world, the things that women have been doing since the beginning of time, then why does nobody tell us that there's a good chance that you might not feel like yourself after you have a baby? That you might even lose your head? That you might not ever come back? We are all too conscious of the physical changes and pain of pregnancy and childbirth. I mean, from late childhood, we women have been in pain, some of us wrapped in shame too, since we started bleeding monthly as young girls. It's no secret. But what about our minds? As one of my friends said recently, the birth of your baby is also the death of yourself. I wanted to snog her for her honesty. Chapter 2. On the 3rd of March 2018, about 3 weeks after my son was born, I posted a photo of me up on social media. I'm in a restaurant, smiling, with my bright pink lipstick on, proudly holding a celebratory glass of champagne. The caption read, "Guess what, world? I'm a mum." That photo